Raggedy Randy here. And wait, before you start this motherfucking podcast, I got a bone to pick with you, Mr. Flounder. Who the fuck are you to tell me I can't get on this week's episode? I don't give a fuck what you got going on. The people want Randy. You don't deny the people Randy. What kind of fucking name is Flounder anyway? What, are you part fish or something? You swim underwater or something? Both eyes on the side of your fucking head? Huh? Since you want to be Mr. Flounder the fish, I'm gonna catch you with this fucking hook. I don't give a fuck if you want to go on vacation and take your kids to Disney Town or what the fuck ever. You do not deny Randy his slot in the fucking video. And Steven, stop fucking calling my phone to make an intro because you fucked up. I'm fucking sick of this shit. I fucking hate it here. But anyhow, welcome to Two in the Blue. Enjoy this week's episode. I'll leave you with a little quick message. Keep me away from your daughter unless you want her drinking God's water. Yee yee!
Thanks for sticking around for the interview. We have with us in-network foot and ankle specialist, Dr. Jim Williamson.
Thank you.
Glad
to be here.
Yeah,
it's weird. They call us a podiatrist, but there's been a lot of controversy, like what people actually call themselves. Chiropodist is a podiatrist that doesn't do surgery. So TaaB on YouTube, he's a chiropodist. He's up in Canada, but he just does procedures. He doesn't do any like major surgeries, basically. But podiatrist, that's the general term that we use. Some podiatrists want to call themselves foot and ankle surgeons because there's a lot of speculation as whether or not we do surgery or a lot of it. But podiatrist is what I say.
In-network podiatrist, Dr. Jim Williamson.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. Thanks for taking the time to come hang out, dude.
Yeah.
Got a different, little different format today. So we're going to talk about what it's like to be a doctor and what it's like to be an in-network doctor with the union.
Yeah.
And we're going to try and convert you from a bourbon to a Scotch guy. Got a little tasting set up.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, this one you brought.
Yeah, the Willet Rye.
Yeah, 4-year.
Yeah, cheers.
Salute. I love rye.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite bourbon. Like I really like Whistle Pig. It's all rye.
Yeah.
And a friend of mine got me into bourbons probably like 4 years ago. And his collection, we have about the same amount of bottles.
Really?
Probably 250. And I kind of just get what I like. And I don't really read all the reviews. He reads all the reviews and knows everything about anything whiskey, rye. But he got me into it. And during COVID, it's like a hunt. You know, you go to the liquor store, you see what they have, and then they have the allocated ones. But you got to be careful because we were actually just in Chicago last week. And we went to the local liquor store, and they had bottles there for $1,300 that you can find for $200 back here. Mm. So it's a hunt, but you can find them, but they might have them for six times what they're actually worth. Yeah. But Scotch, I think what turns me off about them is Irish whiskey was my first bad liquor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just didn't sit well, and so ever since then, I've been kind of staying away from the peaty, smoky whiskeys, but kind of up for anything.
We're gonna get you. We'll get you right.
Yeah,
we'll learn you.
Yeah, like I will drink that Johnny Walker Blue,
That's
like around the holidays.
Do you enjoy that?
It is. It's really good.
Yeah, that's peaty. That's a nice balance.
Yeah. And it was like the first expensive one that really bought that I tried to drink, around special occasions. But it's good. I really like it, so I know that I could get into it.
Oh, you can. And you will.
It's just I have so many bourbon bottles to get through. I don't know if my wife will like me switching to a different.
Yeah, in the summertime, I go through them way slower.
In
the wintertime.
Yeah, in the wintertime, it's great.
Hammer down, dude.
That's why we even kind of switch over to tequila recently, too.
I've been drinking some tequila, too. That's funny you say that.
And it's funny. They're getting just like bourbon, where They have the allocated ones, the hard to find ones, and now they're starting to be like one per person, you know, hard to find. But yeah, so we don't.
Because of the I think it's because of the health craze.
Yeah,
it's like the most healthy.
It's healthier.
Liquor, yeah.
You know, I used to be a big IPA drinker, and you just can't drink too many of them. You just put on too much weight with that. I really like them, but
Yeah.
you can't drink too many of them. So nice tequila on ice, or even the bourbon on ice, or anything on ice in the summertime. But yeah, wintertime you can go to town.
It's Pound Town. Yeah. Hear that. So every whiskey, Scotch bourbon all tasted the same to me for a very long time. Bill's actually the one. Bill Hess, our pourer tonight. He's the one who like introduced me to like the flavors. I thought it all tasted like gasoline.
Yeah. Well, because you're doing shots in college and when you're younger. Yeah, give me a shot of Jack. Yeah. Give me a shot of Jim Beam. Okay. Ugh, you don't even want to taste it.
Evan Williams.
And I started with old fashions, and that got me into it. And then I started going to Manhattans, and then going just to neat. I'll put in a little droplet of water every now and then if it's a strong one, and I try to work my way up from like 100 proof to 130, 140 if you have it.
Nice progression.
Yeah. It's progression, obsession, whatever you want to call it.
So how's it feel to be a fucking doctor, dude?
That's
a lot of hard work to earn that title.
The work's over for student-wise. It never really ends, I guess. Always wanted to be a doctor after high school, but I didn't even know what the hell a podiatrist was. I got into college, and I came across this job fair, and I'm like, all right, Temple Podiatry. I don't know what podiatry means, but it says Temple. I grew up outside of Philly. I was like, let me check it out. So it was an internship. You spent a few days at the school, which it's a nice school, but it's not like, luxury school. But yeah, I did that, and I said, all right, let's go for it, and joined after college. And it's.
So you.
Oh.
For you. Just sir.
Glenfiddich.
Glenfiddich.
That's CH.
So so you chose podiatry before you even were introduced, before you even took your first class. You're like feet.
Yeah. So at University of Delaware, I did biology as a major, with the idea of going pre-med. And basically, they had a pre-med major, but you had to go to Jefferson after that. So me and my friends just chose biology. And as long as you do the major core classes, you can apply to any med school as long as you take the MCATs. The MCATs was the,
it's like the SATs for medical school.
Yeah, so we took that, did well, and Temple Podiatry offered me a scholarship, and I'd already been there for an internship. I said, let's do it. And the nice thing about podiatry was that it wasn't designed to be 24/7 at the hospital or 24/7 in the operating room. It's designed to be a medical profession that you can have a life and still be a doctor. The difference is that when you go to podiatry school, it's a specialist right away. In regular medical school, you go through the whole 4 years, then you go to residency in the hospitals, and then choose from there. You have an idea of what you want to be, but it depends where you graduate in the class. In podiatry school, no matter where you graduate, you're going to be a podiatrist.
So is it less school?
It's sometimes, depends. If you were to compare me to a cardiologist or an orthopedic surgeon, it's a little bit less, maybe like a year or two. But we still do 3 years in the hospital, the residency. So I did mine at Kennedy, which now Jefferson took that over. The one in Washington Township, Stratford, and Cherry Hill. So I did 3 years there. But once you graduate podiatry school, you can practice. You just can't do any surgeries. So you do 3 years in the hospital doing all kinds of surgeries, different rotations, infectious disease, cardiology. You rotate with all the orthopedic surgeons, the general surgeons, assist them in surgeries, and then you do a lot of podiatry surgeries. So after 3 years, you've probably been a part of 500 to 600 surgeries in those 3 years.
So it's 10 years all in, 4 years undergrad, 3-year residency, 3-year underneath of a surgeon?
4 years undergrad, 4 years podiatry school or medical school. They're both the same. They're 4 years. So that's 8. And then you do 3 years residency. Now you can add to that and do an extra year of fellowship, which a couple of my friends did, and they're now with orthopedic practices. So one's with short orthopedics, one's with reconstructive orthopedics. So you have to put that extra year in for orthopedic offices to hire you. And you have more of a focus on surgery. That's just the way it's kind of always been. But yeah, all in, you're at least 11 years.
So 14 then, right? The way you said it, like the way you did it.
So
before you were on your own, you could do whatever you want.
After those 11, you can go and do whatever you want.
Oh, okay.
You can stay around for an extra year for a fellowship.
And when do you get paid as a resident?
Yeah, you get like 50 to 60,000, but they actually put laws in place where you can't work more than 80 hours a week because people were doing it.
Well, yeah, you're getting under minimum wage.
Yeah, because at that point, yeah, it's really low. Because there'd be mornings where, so an attending doctor is a doctor that finished all his residency, and we're the resident. I worked for about 30 to 40 attendings at those 3 hospitals. If they called you in the middle of the night, you answered. If they had an emergency consult in the ER, you went and saw it, especially if you were on call. And there'd be a lot of times where we just had to write down our hours. We'd be like, all right, all right, can you take my Saturday and I'll take your Sunday? And you would just end up working 12 straight days. It was rare. Our residency wasn't that intense.
Well, was it hours based or was it years based?
Hours.
So 3 years is just 3 years,
but you have to accrue a certain amount of surgeries. So we had to do, for example, 75 bunion surgeries. You had to do 50 ankle surgeries. You had to accrue those numbers, and we did easily. But we also, I scrubbed in on general surgery, orthopedic surgery, taking out gallbladders.
Gallbladders?
Yeah. So we had to rotate through. You have to rotate all these different rotations.
Okay.
Vascular surgery. You have to kind of be in there with the surgeon and assist them, so they try to make you as complete as possible. So at least you know what you're talking about when you say, hey, look, I think you need to go see this doctor. Mm-hmm. Or, it's a little bit more experience. But it used to be 1 year of residency training. Maybe 20, 30 years ago, 1 year of training in the hospital. And after that, then you were, could do whatever you wanted. So, but it's 1 year, it's not bad. They made it 3, and I think 3 was good.
Do they weed, so after 8 years of school, mm-hmm. do they weed a lot of people out by making it 3 years as opposed to 1 year? No,
because after that 8 years...
You're just more complete.
Yeah, after the 8 years, you want to do that 3-year surgical training. Mm-hmm. If not, you won't get hired by anybody. You won't be able to do any surgeries, which we've just spent the last 8 years training for.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like an internship. It's a long internship.
Yeah.
But if you don't do that 3-year surgical training, you won't be allowed to do hospitals will not allow you to.
Now, you just living on your own during this time, making $50,000 a year?
I probably lived in about 15 different places.
With roommates and stuff?
Yeah. One roommate was... one roommate. They were at one point. I did go back and live with my parents. I don't know if they were. I was never there though. I was in residency, so it wasn't like I was ever there. But yeah, I had a ton of roommates through college. Then I roomed with my friends from high school back at Kingsway, Logan Township area, Swedesboro area, and they all had full-time jobs. So I'd come home and go do studying and homework.
It's like you want pizza, you're like, I don't have money. Sorry.
Yeah, because you had to take out loans just to get food money.
Noodles and noodles.
Yeah. So we lived in Manayunk. I lived in 3 different places in Manayunk.
That's such a fucking cool spot to live, dude.
It really was. Yeah. It's just that they were just starting their full-time job, and I was basically in school, which...
That's a good motivator, though.
It was. I mean, but when they wanted to go out, it's like, all right, well, I kind of want to too, Yeah. So it was, you had to kind of manage your time well. But, Manayunk 3 years, and then I went to Fishtown/Kensington. It was more Kensington than Fishtown. That was an interesting time.
That sounds very interesting.
Yeah,
a lot of foot problems in Kensington?
Oh, well. Yeah, I mean, a lot of drug problems, any problems. But that was an experience. I think after that, I was done with living in the city.
Yeah.
Moved back with my parents. And
they say Kensington's, amazing now.
What? I hope so. It was.
They say it's way on the up and up.
Yeah, when I left there 8 years ago, and we were close to Fishtown, so we weren't like in Kensington. But we had a pit bull at that point, and we got a pit bull for living in Kensington, and walked her around, and nobody messed with it. But at Kensington, it was a bunch of zombies.
Yeah.
The crime was just all drug crime.
Yeah.
I walked out of our apartment one day, and there was a van down the street on fire right in front of my car. And I had a little bit of gasoline in the back of my trunk, my little Dodge Neon. And the van was on fire. And I'm like, oh, my God. Like, that's my car. It was all the way down the street. And it just smelled of burning plastic. I'm like, there goes my car.
There goes my Dodge Neon.
There goes my Dodge Neon.
Fuck.
And I was working at Temple ER rotation in North Philly at that time. But, yeah, it was just... And then the burning car sat there for probably 6 months. It just sat there.
Really?
Yeah.
No one extinguished it? Just...
Oh, it just went out on its...
out.
I think firefighters eventually did come to set up our fire alarm, but it just sat there for like 6 months. Yeah, and you'd find needles all over the sidewalk whenever you walked around.
Yeah.
You know?
We worked on a bridge, underneath of a bridge in Camden, and they had to have HVAC crews come out in the morning every day. Guys with like, HVAC, hazmat.
Oh,
hazmat crews.
HVAC.
Yeah. Yeah, air conditioning guys can't. It's too hot.
That's nice.
So hazmat came out every morning. They 12 of them came out of this van and all dialed up in their Ninja Turtle outfits or whatever, and they had to pick up human feces and needles before we could get to work every day.
Wow. Well, I did a month at Cooper.
Yeah.
Cooper Hospital, but you just drove. I was living in Kensington. You drove over to Ben Franklin. You went through 2 lights as fast as possible. Parked in the parking garage, and you were fine.
Yeah.
You know, they actually brought a lot of doctors over to Cooper from Philly because the malpractice is so bad in Philadelphia. We had a lawyer come in and give us a talk. The malpractice in Philadelphia was worse than the entire state of California one year. And so basically, Cooper saw that opportunity to say, hey, to all the Philadelphia doctors, hey, if you want your malpractice to go down, come across the bridge and come to Cooper. And that's why Cooper has a lot of really good doctors. And they're expanding all over the South Jersey area. It's
good to see, like, some of these places that were not typically in very good shape are kind of building themselves up some.
Yeah, because friends of mine they work at NFI in Camden, right on the waterfront. Mm-hmm. So they're trying to build up that area a little bit.
Yeah.
But the best hospitals are in the worst areas.
Yeah. Well, you have to, kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where all the people get fucked up.
Yeah, Johns Hopkins, right in the worst part of Baltimore. Temple, Cooper. Yeah, the worse the section, the more you can learn.
Very true. So...
This is the Glenfiddich?
This is the Glenfiddich. Notes of fruitiness. This is your first scotch of the night. So starts off. This isn't as strong as the Willet. Like the proof is definitely down way down.
Yeah.
That's a 15-year though, compared to a 14 or 4. So it's a little smoother, but it's probably just because it's more watered down. But
that's good.
It's a good scotch.
It's definitely
I've been sitting on that bottle for a year.
Well, because you said you're past that now, right?
What's that?
Like the flavor profile, you're advanced.
Oh
now.
yeah. Now I can taste stuff.
Yeah.
Before it was just gas.
Yeah, like I started with Buffalo
I was just
Trace.
like, I'm getting fucked up. I don't care what it tastes like. Give me it.
I started with Buffalo Trace. This stuff's great, but now I moved on to the more advanced ones and different profile. And that's the crazy thing is each brand has so many different years, different casks, different everything. So you can have, 10 of the same bottle. My wife's like, why do you have so many of the same bottle? I said, they're all different.
They are. Let's go. I'm trying to talk Bill into splitting a barrel.
I've been talking to my friends too. I said, split a barrel because I want, my son's 21 in 19 years.
Yeah.
Figured age is 19 years and then open it up when he's 21.
Yeah, that'd be fucking tight, dude.
Yeah.
Well, it's cool because they send you samples. They'll send you a sample after 5 years.
I wouldn't get my own barrel in my garage.
Oh, well, so like Lagavulin, for example, I don't think they do it, but there's like these established distilleries.
Yeah.
They hold barrels for you.
Oh, they do.
You can mix. You can tell them, I want peaty, I want this in a sherry cask, whatever.
Okay.
And then they'll put it together. They'll send it to you after a year. You taste it. And then, add this, do that. And then you kind of fuck with the flavor profile. They'll send it to you after 5. And then if you like it after 5, send us 10 bottles. And then they'll give you 10 bottles. And then they'll give you they'll let you try it at 12, let you try it at 15. And then you keep fucking with the same cat.
Is that, I wonder though, it's got to be a yearly thing where they keep charging you each year, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I was like, if you spend 10,000, but then you want to keep aging it, they're going to be like, all right, well, you owe us more money.
No, I think it's one flat fee, right, Bo?
I'm not sure.
I think they charge you a flat fee, and you could kind of keep it. Because I mean, if it's just sitting there, it's just sitting there.
Yeah, it's
It's
true.
just taking up a little bit of real estate in
Yeah.
a big fucking warehouse full of fucking shit. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. No, because we've been talking about it too. You know, do something cool like that. We have so many bottles.
It would be awesome, dude.
We've tried so much different shit.
So we got 3. Me, you, and Jim.
Yeah, because Alex wants to get in on
4. We have 4.
that. And then my buddy Nick, who got me into the bourbon, he really wants to do that too.
That's a good number. 5 people in on one barrel. It's cool because you just have it for so long.
Oh
It's
yeah,
like your
and it keeps changing
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
That's the cool thing about
That's
it too. If it keeps changing.
yeah.
Now, if you just got a barrel and just tasted it after 15 years, and that's what you get, like, hopefully it's
Well,
good.
it's not fun.
Yeah,
you
hopefully
know?
it's good.
Yeah, no, you all get together. Good reason to just have a guys' night. You try
Yeah.
your shit out.
Yeah, it's
you
your
know, you
shit.
order a couple bottles, let one sit, drink one. You
Give
know,
away
and-
gifts.
yeah.
You know. Yeah, that'd be really cool.
yeah, it would.
Yeah.
I agree. And they don't do just like it's not like America where it's just huge or nothing. They have like the nice little bottles, you know, so you can get
Oh,
like,
so you can give out smaller.
yeah.
You don't have to go out the huge bottle.
And you
Okay.
don't have to get big bottles. Like if you want like just a couple, just like it's just a 5-year, you're excited, you want to drink some, you want to save some, put a couple aside.
Yeah.
Drink, you know. Yeah. So what we're talking about, fucking Camden. Yeah.
HVAC.
Yeah. So, oh yeah, HVAC. Yeah, HVAC, the air conditioning and under the bridge. Yeah.
Yeah, no. So we all have to go through training. I heard a statistic one time that 1 of every 2 doctors practicing in the United States have practiced in the Philadelphia area at one point. Practice meaning been in the Philadelphia area to train. Some of the best hospitals around are right here in this area. We get pretty lucky because so after I finished my training, I was single. I'm like, I'm going somewhere. I'm not staying in Jersey anymore. I need to get out of this area. And so I interviewed in Nevada, California, you know, South Carolina, and I was all set to go to South Carolina. Drove down there in the middle. So they have offices. They have like 8 different offices, and I was like, oh, this is perfect. Get out of the Jersey cold weather, you know, like get down. I remember my Dodge Neon did a 360 in the middle of an intersection trying to get to the hospital the one day. And that just, I think that's where my breaking point was. And I'm getting out of here. So I went down there in the middle of a hurricane actually. And got there and there was like light poles cracked in half and stuff like that. And interviewed with the group, and I was going to be working in like Florence, Columbia, and Aiken. So Columbia is like the size of a large town. It's not even like a city, but it's their major capital. And I was like, I don't know. I don't know if I can do this. Like it was rural, and you had one hospital to go to, and that was basically it. And so things didn't work out, and I found a job up in Brick, New Jersey. And my college roommate, who finished #1 in his medical school, became an ER doctor. He was from that area. So that's why I went up there, and I was like, oh, well, he was actually coming back from San Diego. He did his 4-year training in San Diego and came back, but he came back. I only lasted there a year because then I met Nicole down here in Hamilton, and I was
stuck forever.
Yeah. And I moved down here, and I was going from Hamilton to Brick 6 days a week, and it was a great practice. I learned a lot. I was super busy, and then that got old quick. So a guy in town was hiring, joined him. I was like, this is perfect. Things didn't really work out too well, but spent 4 years with him, learned a lot, met a lot of people, made a lot of connections, and then opened up my own place in Galloway. And then a year after I opened up my place in Galloway, the Hamilton office that I used to work at opened up, so I opened that up as well. So I practiced at the 2 different locations because everybody from Hamilton kept saying, why do I got to come all the way to Galloway? So I said, look, I'm trying to find
People
something
from
in
Hamilton
Hamilton.
don't like leaving Hamilton.
And I had a non-compete, so I couldn't go, and I couldn't even practice out of my own house. My house was 4.7 miles from the office. And so I was like, I'm not going to risk it. Then, of course, I open up in Galloway and Hamilton, and now non-competes are becoming null and void through the government.
So when you say non-compete, you are not allowed to practice within a radius of
Yeah.
your old employer?
Exactly. So most non-competes for podiatry, at least, are 5-mile radius, which doesn't sound like a lot.
A lot of
But
fucking people.
when you start drawing a 5-mile radius around, you're like, oh shit, like it is kind of the entire town.
Yeah.
So I was like, do I go to Mullica or Atco? I was like, ah. So I found Galloway because I had to be 5 miles from our Hamilton, Mays Landing, and Linwood office. So it really put me into
That's
like,
fucked up.
yeah, and it really
So
put
are
me
you,
into a small
are you not
spot.
allowed to use the same patients?
So you can't
You can't poach them.
exactly.
Can
so
they
that's
can't come to you?
that's the one. Yes.
Okay.
So that's the one part about medicine that I hate is the non-competes because it screws over the patient. So you go to your doctor and you go back for a follow-up and they're not there. The office staff won't tell you anything. They can't tell you anything. And so you're just like staring at them, having a staring contest. Like, where are they at? My lawyer told me you have to advertise and advertise like crazy. And so I did. I'd advertise on radio stations. I was doing interviews like this, which was expensive. And yeah, just everybody eventually found me. But it was hectic trying to do that because it's not something that we do anymore is open up our own practice. Because the bank was like, yeah, we're not giving you any money until you have 2 years of experience. And I was
Yeah,
like, I have 6 years of experience.
Fucking banks, right?
Well, I got to hand it to them too. Like they got screwed over years ago too. So they need some, all right, how well are you going to do? So I couldn't really blame them there, but I had to take a loan out against my house just to open up the practice. And it was,
It's scary, dude.
it was scary. Yeah. Yeah. So, no, it's still going well. And actually tomorrow I'm having a second doctor come in and I'm going to hire her hopefully. If everything works out and just have the two offices going at the same time. So
Bada bing.
yeah. So
Awesome, man.
that's the goal.
That's good stuff.
Yeah.
Very good.
But
So you're like a newcomer to the in network, right? What's it been, like 2 years you've been
no, actually,
in network?
so that was the thing about opening up my own practice is, I was in network with the old doctor I was with, but
Okay.
once you open up your own practice, it deals with like the tax ID number and things. Things change when you go to a new practice, so you have to kind of re-credential again. So I was with Aetna Maritime for all the years I was with him, and then I went on my own and I had to like re-credential again. So
That's it? It's just Aetna Maritime? It's not like
It's all
this
of them.
union, that, and it's
no, it's
because aren't we like weird with how our insurance is? Like we're like
it's
in-house kind
It
of.
is, I guess, kind of weird, but
Because
there's
you call and talk to them and they just redirect you directly to your office, and you're
that's,
like,
that's all of Aetna. That's
Yeah,
all of Aetna.
yeah.
But Aetna has hundreds of different plans.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the problem we have is trying to figure out what these individual plans actually cover. Because we get the same thing. We can't just call a direct line. We call up and they transfer us to somebody else, and then we got to talk, So it takes a lot to get going because you have to re-credential everything, redo everything, figure out what there's still companies I can't get onto, even though I qualify.
So the doctor approaches the insurance. It's not the other way around where you're trying to like get doctors to come into your
Yeah,
plan.
but I hired a credentialing company.
Okay.
And the credentialing company gets all my information and tries to get on every insurance. Because people come in and be like, why don't you accept my insurance? Why are you tier 2 with my insurance? I said, look, I just had to tell somebody yesterday. I said,
What's
look,
a tier?
so tier status, basically, that becomes like you're in network.
Mm-hmm.
Tier 2, for example, you have a higher copay. Things aren't covered. Tier 1, it's a lower copay and things are covered.
Okay.
So I just got on tier 1 with Atlanticare finally after like a year and a half. And everybody's copay went from $60 to $10. So obviously then people want to see me more.
Yeah.
So it takes, and the credentialing company works every month to keep you credentialed with the insurance companies. Because the only way we get paid is the insurance companies.
So I was like between insurances, probably when I had gotten between like when I was off my parents' insurance
Mm-hmm.
and I was getting on to my union insurance, like
Yeah.
that, whatever, year.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was going to see a dentist. And
Yeah.
I went in Hamilton to one of the one of the guys that's a dentist. All right, first of all, this is Glenglassaugh. This is the 2023 Scotch of the Year Whiskey Advocate magazine. This is one of my favorite bottles of Scotch. You'll like as a don't like smoky kind of guy. This is a good introduction, like a slight taste of the smokiness. This is a yummy one, yeah. I just said yummy.
Yeah. No, you can definitely
Higher
tell
proof, way higher proof, yeah.
the peatiness is going up, the alcohol level's going up,
Yeah.
but that's good.
It's
yeah.
delicious. It's so balanced. Yeah,
That is
that's why I
good.
like Scotch, because you get like the sweetness kind of that you would get in like a bourbon, and then you get that smokiness. You get like a little kind of a saltiness to it. It's just a balanced drink.
And I've been doing those. Now every restaurant has the smoked old fashioned and the smoked Manhattan.
That's all bullshit.
I do like that smoky campfire, taste though. When I had a bourbon from Texas that was really smoky, I was just, And Whistle Pig even makes a smoky one too.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Did I say that to you? The Whistle Pig made us.
It's
We were hammered one night. I was hammered with Bill, and I'm like, dude, this fucking. We were drinking Whistle Pig. I'm like, this tastes like Johnny Walker Blue, because I tasted smokiness to it. He's like, there's no fucking way this tastes like Johnny Walker Blue, and we went and bought one just.
Yeah, I don't know if I say Blue.
No, it doesn't at all.
No, it definitely got that. It's like the campfire one or something. It was different, and I don't know. I didn't like the smokiness built in. I like adding it. Like I got the little topper where you can light it and get a little smokiness to it. I like that. I don't like it as much in the bourbon. If that makes any sense.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna build you up.
Yeah, that's good.
The next one's gonna bang you hard. That's all.
This is good.
So anyway, I go to this dentist, and he's basically giving me like the out-of-pocket prices for cavities, this, that, the other thing. And I remember these numbers looking fucking big.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, fuck.
They usually are.
And then a short time after, I finally got like my union benefits, and I was able to go to an in-network dentist. And I saw the prices that they were paying to the dentists, and they were like a fraction of what this guy was charging me out of pocket.
Yep.
Like he was charging maybe $180 a cavity or something like that. And then they were paying like 30.
Yeah.
And I was like, and I would remember thinking, like, I wonder if these like doctors and dentists just do this for the volume, not, and because you get guaranteed payment.
You do. That's the problem in medicine is you need volume. You can't rely on just 3 or 4 good patients with good insurance, because every year they keep dropping our rates. So reimbursements keep going down every year. And they require more and more paperwork on our end, more and more credentialing, fees. We have to be licensed. You have to keep that license up every 10 years, retake a test every 10 years. Malpractice keeps going up every single year. No matter if you have a bad case or not, it just keeps going up. And I called my malpractice, and they said, oh, yeah, the lawyer fees went up. So your malpractice is going up.
It's because everyone's getting sued for everything.
And that's
and all these insurance companies are paying out these insane sums of money.
Yep.
And they're got to recoup it somehow. So
and
they
insurance
just jack
companies
the
are
prices
not
up.
going to sit there and take a loss.
No.
They're just going to keep
They'll
raising
just drop
rates.
you, and they won't pay you, and then fuck you.
Because years ago, insurance didn't control things. So now that they control things, it's a little bit more difficult.
We good? Oh, are we done? Oh, we are done. Fuck, bro.
That's good. I really like that one. What was that called again?
Glenglassaugh.
Glenglassaugh.
This is my baby, this one.
What's the?
Glass.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Glass now.
Okay, so 100 proof. Okay. That was good.
That's only 100 proof?
Yeah.
That tasted a little, I guess so. Yeah, so what were you saying? So the
insurance companies used to not be as involved, and now they're more involved, and they control things. And it's once
they
you
have
let,
all the control.
Yeah, once you let the cat out of the bag, it's pretty difficult to put everything back in, and they dictate everything. But you got to be careful because it's the hand that feeds. It's the only way we get paid. And I was looking at my bills, and I'm like, well, if I don't take insurance and I just charge out of pocket, you have to charge more than what you get from the insurance. because you won't see as many people unless every doctor changes.
Right.
Because if you start not taking insurance, the guy down the street that does take insurance, he'll be busier. Nobody wants to pay out of pocket after they worked to get their insurance.
Right.
So that's why I looked at my bills and I said, even if I don't take insurance, there's no way I can get the same amount of money, and I won't be as busy.
So it is a fraction of the you get a fraction of what you would get for an out of pocket cost.
Yeah. We just don't get that too often. Now there's a doctor that there was a podiatry show. My feet are killing me. And I met with the one doctor, the young guy, and he was working for another practice, and I interviewed with him before I went to South Carolina, before he had the TV show. And now he's in Manhattan, and I called up to ask for a patient to get surgery from him. It's $7,000 out of pocket just to get a surgery. Doesn't matter what surgery it is, $7,000 out of pocket. Now, when we do a surgery, at the high end, we might get $1,000.
For out of pocket?
No, just through the insurance. You get like $500 to $1,000 for surgery.
Any surgery?
And yeah, some surgeries pay you $100.
What if it's like an ankle replacement?
You can get like $500 for that.
What?
Yeah. So that
you remove a fucking ankle and put one back in, and you get $500.
That specific example is why
that's gonna be a long fucking surgery.
Yeah, they've gotten it down to hour and a half, 2 hours. I personally have never seen one or scrubbed in on one. My friend does them, and he does them a lot, like my close friend. But the doctor that I was following in Washington Township, he looked at the bill he got back. I was in his office as a resident. He goes, I just got fucking $500 for this ankle replacement. He's like, this is fucking worthless. He said, I just spent 3 hours in an operating room, and then you have to see the patient for 90 days afterwards for free. No office visits, no nothing. You see him for free for 90 days.
My God.
And you just spent and a surgery that lasts 3 hours, you're there an hour before and probably an hour after. So now it's 5 hours. And
it's not your only surgery of the day.
That could
right?
be. Now that they've gotten it down to like 1 or 2 hours, you could probably do 2 or 3.
Yeah.
But yeah, so all right, you make $1,500.
Right, because you're renting an operating room somewhere.
Well, that's the nice thing about the operating rooms is you don't have to rent them. They want you to come in.
Are they okay?
Because they get
a cut.
They make a cut. They
of
get
what so that 500, you pay them a cut of the 500.
No. They get a much bigger cut. I don't know the exact amount from the insurance company for doing the anesthesia, for providing a place to do the surgery, because that gets big bucks.
And the nurses and
all that, yeah. So they have a big overhead cost, and basically you get $500. Now that's low end. It might be as high as like $2,000, but it's as low as $500.
Damn, dude. Ankle surgery sounds I mean, that sounds like worse than a knee because you're dealing with a lot more fucking bones, right?
So you put a lot more body weight through your ankle, and the ankle bone is, I mean, it's about as big as a silver dollar.
Where do they cut it off at? Like from the foot, like past the ankle towards the toe?
For the ankle replacement?
Yeah.
So basically, you can make an anterior incision in the front of your ankle, and you just open it up. It's probably a good 8 centimeters, 9 centimeters long. You open it up and basically you shave away the bad bone that's basically shot, and you make room for the implant. They're actually now making 3D implants.
So it's not like a knee replacement.
Oh, it's just like a knee replacement.
So you're taking the fucking ankle out, and then you're putting a new one in with like a dull, like you're banging it in with a hammer and shit.
Yeah, I mean, you don't take out the joint, you just take out the bad bone. So, because I was probably in 50 knee replacements. And you basically bend that knee, open it up, and they bovie through it. I mean, it's hot knife through butter, basically, down to the joint, shave off the bad bone on each side of the joint. Then you basically take giant hammer and just start putting these implants in. And a lot of times you'll have a rep there that helps pick the size implants for you, helps direct you a little bit because you're using their hardware. And then the rep walks out making more money than the surgeon does.
God damn.
They said by 2030, hip orthopedic surgeons will be making $11 an hour. Because that's where the reimbursements go. You do these surgeries, but again, you do the surgery, spend all this time, see them all this time afterwards, and you just get that flat.
Is it because you're doing so many hip replacements?
No, it's more along the lines.
$11 an hour?
Yeah.
So there's not going to be any fucking hip replacement doctors.
you can find ways around it. I think doctors will get more conservative. So back in the day, my first boss in Brick, he did 2 4-foot reconstructions, maybe a couple hours each. Walked out of there with $30,000 in one day for 2 surgeries. That's how good it used to be.
Yeah.
Now you're getting $500 to $1,000.
Everyone's got their fucking hands out. Dude.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Well, because medicine's more corporate. It's you got consultants, you got marketing, you got this, that, and the other, and you've got all these people working, and yeah, they take a piece of the pie. And so the surgeon's sitting back like, how many of these do I have to do to make what I used to make 30 years ago? So the problem with that, and I tell my patients all the time, I said, it sounds like I'm bitching, but I said, I'm worried about me in 30 years.
Yeah.
Who's going to be doing the surgery? Who's going to want to do the surgery? Who's going to want to spend that 11 years going through all that training and then turn around and be like, I just made $20 on that surgery? You have to incentivize it.
Yeah.
You can't just...
Well, I mean, the patients would probably want you to be incentivized also.
Yeah, it's
like,
funny. If I were to pull
what patient would be like, yeah, I'll give you $20,
Yeah.
fucking put my new knee in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So the patient, it'd be funny if I had to poll the patients before I bill them for the surgery, how much they think I would have gotten paid for that surgery. You know, it would, I guarantee every single time it'd be way higher than what I get.
That's like unbelievable. Because you hear about these like enormous fucking medical bills and the doctors aren't even sniffing it.
No, they're not. It's usually medical
the hospitals,
facility fees,
Yeah.
and the hospitals. So here's another example where the hospital gets screwed. A nurse over at Atlanticare told me this.
Smell that.
Let's this one again.
This is the Lagavulin. This is the,
Oh, yeah,
the
you can smell- you can smell
2023
the
special
PDS.
edition Lagavulin. This is fucking such a good bottle, man.
Oh wow, yeah, that's PD.
Yeah, I love
That's
that
good
fucking
though.
bottle.
That's good. I
It's
like that.
smooth as a motherfucker, dude.
It does. I'll be honest though. It will take a while for me to get to that realm of I can drink this every single time I drink.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay.
It's just a nice fucking glass, dude. I just love it, dude.
Yeah, no, that's good. That is good.
Yeah, dude. We gotta get you 250 fucking Scotch bottles, dude. I'll be hanging out. Be hanging out all the time.
Oh man, I'm still trying to find spots for some of them. It's crazy. That's why I came out in the bar, so she doesn't see him as much. But yeah, so the hospitals are getting screwed too because people know how to work the system. So, for example, the nurse, she told me about a guy came from, I don't know, Egypt, Turkey, Middle East somewhere. Gets off the plane, clenches at his heart. Already knows he's going to need a heart catheterization and heart surgery. Take him to the hospital. You can't deny anybody treatment. Take him in the hospital. You know, what normal people's insurance would get charged $200,000. He walks out of there without paying a bill, flies back to his country. He's all good.
It kind of shows you how little of an amount of money they really fucking need, though. Because what the doctor's not really losing any money on that.
Well, he's losing time. So if he does the surgery and he gets paid nothing,
So
because they don't have insurance.
does that happen?
Oh,
The
yeah, all the
insurance
time.
don't.
I did
So
surgery.
your insurance is that you're paying all this fucking astronomical amount of money to, that you're only getting $50, $500 for a fucking surgery. As a result of, they don't even insure you get paid for like an illegal immigrant.
Unless you're working for the hospital.
Okay.
So if you're salaried by the hospital, you get these things called RVUs, relative value units. If you do a heart catheterization, they'll pay you no matter if they have insurance or not. Which
Is there an insurance for that to protect against that type of thing?
to protect against.
Like a private doctor, like a private practice doing a surgery, like a no. There's no insurance that'll be like, yeah, we'll pay you even if
It's kind of like a lawyer doing a pro bono case, if you will. You know, I did a surgery one time. I had to amputate a lady's big toe, and got paid zero, nothing. And you know, she
Is
had
that
no
a big
insurance.
surgery, or you just fucking snip it off and like peace out?
The hardest part about it, believe it or not, cutting it off takes 5 minutes. You just take the blade, go find the joint, cut around it. It's done. It's gone. You hand it off the table. The hardest part is getting the skin back together. You have to cut the skin to a way to where you can't just flap it back
so
together.
you could fold it over and.
Well, basically, you want the skin edges to meet up nicely, so you don't have
So do you take more out of the center, or do you leave like a flap to like fold over and?
Yeah, you leave a flap to fold over. So you want a flap that meets nicely, so you have a nice looking incision.
Do you overshoot the flap so you can like trim it?
You can. It's better to have more than less. But yeah, that was like one of my first surgeries, and I was like, what the fuck? I got paid nothing. And that's when I had a bonus. If I did surgeries, I got paid 30% of my surgeries, and 30% of nothing is still nothing.
It sure is.
So yeah, there's no insurance to that's why it's funny when Nicole saw me join in Atlanticare, and I'm part of Shore Hospital as well. She's like, oh, the hospitals pay you, right? I was like, no, I pay them $500 a year just to be able to go in their hospital. I said, being a private practice, that's the risk you take. And that's why doctors from private practice don't go into hospitals anymore. Hospitals hire their own doctors now because they know they're going to get paid no matter what. People are getting tired of going in and doing surgery for free.
So what's the benefit of a private practice?
You get to do what you want to a certain degree. Again, the insurance companies still dictate it, but you have,
like meet your boy on a Saturday, hook him up with a fucking X-ray.
Yeah, exactly.
Tell me he's a fucking pussy.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, my buddy, his orthopedic practice got bought out by Virtua, and now to take 2 weeks off because his back hurt, he had to fill out like HR paperwork. Where if he was just the owner, he'd be like, all right, I'm taking 2 weeks off. Tell my secretary to block the schedule. Yeah. So I can, like, we went to Chicago last week, but I don't like to reschedule patients, so I try to book my vacations like months in advance. When you own your own private practice, you probably take off less. When you work for a big company, you're like, well, they got this handled no matter if I'm here or not. You know, like I think you not care less, but I was salary on my first job. Sometimes I couldn't wait to get out of there. Yeah. If they don't show up, they don't show up. Yeah. Now in private practice, I'm like, let's get them in here. Yeah. Let's make sure they get better. I think that's an incentive that goes a long way.
Well, I guess it sounds like you've become a better doctor as a.
Oh yeah. Because if you're salary, you get so burnt out, you don't give a shit anymore. But and it's not like I didn't give a shit when I was salary, but at the end of the day,
dude, that's such a scary thought.
Yeah, and that's the problem with that's another problem with the RVUs thing in the hospital. Yeah. A homeless guy comes in and he needs really nothing done, but you're going to get paid a lot to do a big surgery.
You're hook him the fuck up.
You're like, all right, pay me for that big surgery, and we'll probably never see him again. But so there's pros and cons to everything. Being employed by a hospital, I know I can always fall back on my salary. If I get hurt, God forbid, my disability picks up, but I might lose all my patients. So it's definitely got more. I told my residents, because I still work with residents in surgeries, and I told them, I said, it was a physical haul in residency because we'd be there at 4 a.m. and leave at 10 p.m. sometimes. But when you're in your own private practice, it's a mental haul because you're like, oh shit, they're leaving the practice. Like, who are they going to tell? Are they going to put a Google review up? Are they going to, you do one bad thing or you don't get something to them on time, like it could be game over. Yeah. So it's interesting. And I've thankfully gotten to be salary, then I was percentage, and then now it's everything. But is
this your preference, the private?
I don't know. I bitched at Nicole.
What's the end game?
The end game. So the end game right now. So I just had a company contact me today on LinkedIn called Curalta, and they are going around and buying all the podiatry practices across the nation. There's big companies that are coming in, and they know that doctors can be profitable. So they go in, they buy it. Hey, we'll make $50,000 here, $50,000 there. They group them all together, and then sometimes they go and sell it to an even bigger company, hedge fund company, this and that, and they group them all together. So it's going to be interesting because a lot of the doctors around here just got bought up by them, and now that's the end game because they're 5 years from retiring, maybe 5 years, 6 years from retiring. So they buy them out. Hey, here's $2 million for your practice. Okay, that's that'll last me a while, and they retire. Because the problem is that you can't sell your practice all the time. People don't want to come in and continue your practice. Yeah. So, it's so the end game is, my end game is to have multiple practices. I want to open a third one down the shore, but keep growing, and then eventually have the doctors work for me.
Do all the work,
and then I sit back and I work, a couple days a week.
Just chill in Chicago.
Chill in Chicago. Chicago was cool. Yeah. That was a cool city. It was really clean. as bad.
I heard that before.
It gets a bad rap though because it's so dangerous.
Yeah.
So many murders, but
Yeah.
it's actually
Well, we're from like Philly area. So.
it's so much cleaner than Philly.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we need some Ardbeg, dude. Here's the.
So this is the peat monster.
I guess this isn't the. Peat
But the
monster.
peat monster is actually a.
That's a. That's a blend.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, it's from Compass Box.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
And
I did
love
see
it,
that
dude.
before.
It was going for like, I don't know, what was it, Bill? Like $50 a bottle for a while.
Okay.
One day I went in there, it was 75. I
Oh.
was like, what the motherfuck is this, dude? But like they still had it labeled as 45 or whatever it was, 40, 50.
Yeah.
And then I go to register and they're charging me 80, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, dude, it says this the right numbers over there. This is not the right. And they're like, oh yeah, no, we changed our price. And I'm like, okay, well maybe you should like inform people with like a fucking accurate fucking price tag.
Did you ever have Eagle Rare whiskey
Yeah.
bourbon? So that was the first whiskey I ever really bought on my own, and I was like, I liked it because I'm a big Eagles fan, and I was like, oh, it's $30. The bottle looks cool. You know, that's how I'd buy my liquor, was if the bottle looked cool.
Mm-hmm.
And now,
Label shopping.
I mean, you're lucky to find it under $100.
Isn't it funny how some of them just skyrocket?
It's
This is good.
crazy. That is pretty good for being peaty. That's really good.
That is smooth.
How do you say this one again?
Ardbeg, right?
Ardbeg?
Ardbeg.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's the seaweed.
The seaweed.
Seaweed's fucking awesome, dude. I knew I was gonna like this one.
That is a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go. So I wanted to ask you.
Yeah.
I'd be remiss if I didn't.
Uh-oh.
Do you see a lot of 172 guys?
No, not a whole lot. Because I just got back on the insurance, so it takes a while to really get. The word
over
out
the
there.
years, have you?
Oh, over the years, yeah, not a ton though. You know, because guys, mostly guys. I know there's women too. The guys are they'll procrastinate.
We don't have time.
Exactly. Time is of the essence. I also don't work late hours right now because 40 hours turns into 60 with paperwork. Like,
Yeah.
I don't have the staff right now to do it. And
Young
with
kids,
a
young
2-year-old at home,
yeah.
I want to be there when he goes to
One
bed.
on the
So
way.
I used to work 7, 8 o'clock a lot of nights, and that's when we would get our construction workers, our union workers. Guys will come after work, and I don't work weekends anymore. So if I do that eventually and work like one night a week, I'm sure I'd see a lot more. It's just I don't have time to even get to a doctor because I don't take days off, and I work till.
We got this
5
girl
o'clock.
now, dude. Fucking put her to work. Fucking 8 o'clock at night.
I went to school with her, and her husband is he works for an orthopedic practice, so he did the extra year fellowship. But I went to my internship with him for a few days, and he's the first person I ever met at Temple Podiatry. So he's a really good guy. So I'm hoping it works out. But yeah, that's the goal, is kind of cut back on some of the hours because the paperwork is just absurd.
So see less 172 guys.
No,
Fractionized pricing.
it's the guys can be easy because, well, depends. Sometimes they'll come in and be like, oh, my wife told me to ask me this and I totally forgot. And you can tell them stuff and they'll listen, whereas women sometimes they'll definitely hear what you say, but then they'll kind of say, well, I'm not doing that. I had a lady today say, oh, well, I gotta wear my sandals to the pool, like I can't wear that brace. Where a guy will be like, the nice thing too about guys, I will say, not to be sexist or anything, but because I see a lot more women than I see guys. The guys,
yeah, we just had our women in construction.
No,
episode. Yeah, we're
I
trying to
treat
get the women into the. Yeah.
I see way more women than I see
I'm
guys
just
because the women get the guys to finally come in. They're like, my husband really needs to come see you. I must hear that 2 times a day, but the guys wear much more supportive shoes. The work boots are some of the best shoes you can wear. And I was kind of reviewing some work boots the other day because I was like, oh shit, I better know my stuff about work boots. And I asked a guy today that's been working as an HVAC guy for 60 years. He's 83 and still working HVAC. And he's like, yeah, the Wolverines were good.
Did you say 83?
He's 80. He'll be 83 next week, and has been doing HVAC for
What
63
the fuck?
years.
What's he got? Fucking 900 kids?
No, I don't. You know what? I don't think they have any. His wife is 20 years younger.
Oh well.
But he just doesn't know what else to do. So he just keeps working.
20 years younger, still old as fuck. Like,
Yeah, I mean, 83, 63. But he's I don't think he...
imagine that fucking pension,
And that's the thing,
dude.
too. I always say to myself, if I hit the lottery and I had all the money in the world, what would I do? Like,
Would you keep working?
I would. I'd probably still work 2 days a week.
I wouldn't do what I do now. If I won, if I won 10 million, I would quit my job and find something. I would do try and do my own thing.
Yeah.
Probably fuck it all up and have to crawl back.
No, I mean, manual labor, that's, you want to, if you hit the lottery, you don't want to keep doing that. You don't want to keep putting your body through that.
I'll put myself through podiatry school.
Don't do that.
I'll come work with you.
No, it's, we do bitch a lot, but it's all the doctors get so much paperwork, and it's like, did we really just do all the school just to get that? So we bitch a lot. We do. I think it's just like we sacrificed our 20s to get to this point, and we get here, and this is what we get in return.
Can't you just get a paperwork bitch?
So people tell me that all the time, and I say, look, well, that's going to cost me another $20 an hour just to get paid the same amount.
20?
Yeah, you're talking. I mean,
You
minimum
can't
wage is
intern? How about interns?
Yeah, and a lot of people do that. Like one guy had a son do it.
Free labor.
Yeah, but again, we're getting paid less every year to hire more people to get paid the same amount.
Yeah.
It sucks, but the paperwork is worse than it ever has been. And they told us it had to be on the computer. They took a percentage away from us if we didn't have all the information on the computer. And then they got hacked this year.
Borgata got hacked.
Yeah, I was talking with a Borgata patient the day I got hacked. And she worked IT at Borgata.
Yeah.
And she was like, this was bad.
They kept every vendor they had fucking hanging for I don't know, 90 days, 120 days, fucking way
and
longer.
everybody's Ticketmaster just sent me something. They got hacked. AT&T. I mean, you name it. Everybody's getting hacked.
Oh, fuck.
So convenience doesn't always lead to better results. It just leads more convenient for the hackers.
Well, there's more shit to fuck up. When you put all these fucking things in place, and then there's just more shit to fuck up.
Yeah. No.
You make someone do 100 things to get to one thing.
Yeah.
And if one of those fucking 100 things gets fucked up, the whole thing gets fucked up. Then what the fuck? What the fuck?
Yeah. No. Convenience comes at a price, I guess.
What's convenient about? Who's it convenient for?
Well, Amazon's convenient. I order most of my stuff off Amazon.
It's so hard not to order from Amazon. I try not to.
And it's funny too because I have to ask.
I try not to go to ShopRite.
Yeah. I don't.
I try and get everything at Bagley Annie's.
I try that, but then every now and then you need your waters, you need your paper towels,
Yeah,
all that stuff. Yeah, you need all that stuff. So that's tough to not go with them because even Amazon, you try and order a case of water, it's like $20.
It's so easy, dude.
It is, and
it's just so sweet.
Most of my stuff I order Amazon for the office.
Do you do you'll order something on Amazon and you're like, oh fuck, I forgot, and then you order something else, and then the same day you just order 4 fucking things, and you're like,
oh yeah. Oh, because I have to order for 2 offices too.
I love how they drop off each of the 4 orders and they got to take the same fucking picture.
Yeah.
4 times.
Yeah.
What the fuck, dude?
Yeah, they're a well-run machine though.
Dude, that is a fucking machine, bro.
Yeah, no,
that is run by computers. Amazon.
Yeah.
It's all an algorithm.
I see a lot of patients that work at Amazon.
All the delivery guys, all the freight getting run, everything is an algorithm. It's a computer. You can't fuck with it. You can't talk to it.
Yeah.
You can't bargain with it. If you don't do things the way they want you to do them, you're fucked. That thing is a well-oiled machine. It's insane.
Well, we had a guy steal from us from Amazon, an Amazon driver, and me and my wife have cameras all over the house. And
what do you take?
What
do you take?
So I was real sick. It was right before Christmas, and we were getting She got a big bottle of Bailey's, and left it by our garage door around the back. And he came. And I was sick as a dog. I was laying there on the couch, and she's like, all right, we got to go. She's like, what'd you do with the Baileys? I said, I have not moved from this couch. I feel like shit. And sure enough, I played back on the cameras, and I'm like, oh, my God. You could see him clearly holding it on the side, and he's taking it with him. Like a giant bottle that's like $80.
Baileys, dude.
Yeah, I know. I was like, of all things, you took Baileys.
He should have taken your Amazon package.
Well, I called Amazon up, and I was like, yeah, I'm calling the cops, or send me a $100 gift card right now for a new bottle of Baileys. And they did. They sent it right away.
That was it?
That was it. So it's like it happened to me one time.
How'd you get a hold of someone? How long did that take?
They're actually not bad with customer service.
Dude,
you call and you request a call back.
Yeah, I was running trucks, and Amazon, I was running trucks for Amazon. I was an Amazon relay driver.
Yeah, and this guy was like a third party. Like he wasn't an Amazon truck.
Yeah, I had box trucks, so I would move freight from Amazon warehouse to USPS buildings.
Okay.
In like the fourth quarter when it was like crazy, everyone's ordering for Christmas and shit. It was fucking mess. But dude, if something went wrong, like you could not get a like you had to type up what the fuck was wrong, wait 24 to 48 hours for response.
How long ago was this?
Last year.
Oh. Yeah, I do the call and then they call you back at some point.
I guess as a customer it might be easier, but as like as someone that they're paying to do shit, they don't fucking care. Whatever,
yeah, I can see that.
Just fucking figure it out.
Their customer service has been pretty good, I will say, for as much shit as they give out.
I fucking hate Amazon, dude. I don't understand how no one has figured out a way to replicate what the fuck they're doing.
Well, they're trying. I mean, Walmart, Target, they all try.
They can't do it.
The volume, again, going back to volume, it's not. And I say
everything you fucking need, they got it. Anything.
And in medicine right now, it's the same thing. Quantity over quality. You go in to see your doctor for 5 minutes and they say, see you back in 6 months. You know, it's volume. How many people can you see in a day?
They're going to have an Amazon pharmacy soon.
I was just talking about a patient with that today because Walmart tried it. Walmart tried to have a doctor's office in their Walmart. It failed. The problem with Amazon is going to be, because I don't know how specifically it works, but if you order medication and that kills a patient, the lawsuits are going to be, because you're going to go after Amazon. You're going to get a big payday. Yeah. So as many people... the lawyer fees that I just don't think it's going to work.
Yeah, because he could do it like an operating as like it could be totally separate from Amazon. Like if he
and they'll keep it separate.
You won't be able to touch.
But you get a class action lawsuit for medicine that they said was prescribed to me, and now I had a really severe problem.
Well, what if it's for the doctors? And you put your prescriptions into Amazon, it gets delivered right to the fucking patient's house.
That I could see if the doctor, because I'm not sure about the whole process, but I just feel like people see a big paycheck with Amazon. You know what I mean? Like that's the only thing I think that could hold that up. Is I think it's a great idea because we already do. We already do mail. I do specialty pharmacies for wound care. Like I do a lot of wound care, and I order stuff from like Trenton, and it gets mailed to the people's house. I order stuff and it gets mailed to their house already. So it's in operation already, but I don't know. I can imagine that with a big company like that, their fees for potential lawsuits have to be absurd. Yeah. Because you can just take a picture of these pills, but you took another pill and then you sue them and they're just going to be, you know what I mean? Like I had that one time where I got a video game delivered and it wasn't coming for a few days. And I said, hey, look, I never got it. So they sent me a new one. The new one came, then the old one came right after that. So
That's how I got 2 glasses.
Yeah, right.
It is.
It is. Yeah.
This is Ben the blower.
Ben the blower.
Blowjob Ben. Yeah, he blows glass.
So he's on Amazon.
Well, what happened? My wife got me one of these. It was my favorite fucking glass in the whole world. Just a nice heavy, fucking thick, fucking, and it had like our initials in it. And one day the cat was fucking hungry, and just was like. Fucking prick.
Knock shit off the counter.
I was drunk. I thought it was funny at the time. But I was like, I need my fucking glass. Like this, it literally was the only glass I wouldn't drink out of, and I would bring it places to drink. So he fucked it up. And then I'm like, talking about, I'm like, dude, I need another one of them. So she, like my birthday or something was coming up and she was like, she ordered one and the delivery date was like close to when she needed it for like to give it to me.
Yeah.
So she hit him up like on email. He's like a mom and pop shop. Like he does it all himself, everything.
Okay.
So she just emailed him or whatever. Was like, hey, listen, this is for like my husband's birthday, whatever. Can you think there's any way you could? And he was like, yeah, I'll send it right out. So he sent me one, and the other one was already getting processed. So we got the one, I got it, and then like 3 days after my birthday, the other one came. I was like, you should probably send it back.
You know what I ordered? I ordered a Norlin. Norlin has some nice whiskey glasses.
Yeah.
Really heavy. They have some lighter ones where the glass is like with inside the glass. Mm-hmm. I wasn't a big fan of that one, but the nice like heavy
I just
tumbler.
like the straight heavy.
Yeah. No, that's a good solid one too. And I even do I'll do the square ice cubes every once in a while. Yeah. Just especially like some of these bourbons that get to like 130, 140 proof. Yeah. Like you got to cut them down with something.
I'll do it.
It goes Scotch. I mean, it doesn't get that high, right?
I don't know.
Does it get
I
that high?
drink with Bill.
Yeah.
He has like fucking 300 proof shit.
I've tried the Redbreast 27.
Ooh.
That was delicious.
Didn't you just try that?
That was a good one. Yeah, that was good. And my buddy that got me into the bourbon, his boss passed away and had all these open bottles, and you can't resell the open bottle. I mean, he had Macallan 30, Redbreast 27. I mean, he had these outstanding Pappy
30.
Oh, he had everything. I mean, everything and
God
anything.
damn.
So he got to kind of buy them from his now ex-wife. And so we were just sitting there trying them all.
Holy
and
shit.
I was like, man, this is delicious, but it's like $700 a bottle.
Yeah.
I only have one
Macallan
bottle.
30 is like
1,000.
13,000. Like
Well, you ever go to
20
Old Homestead? Old Homestead's got the ones from like that are 50, 60 years old. And they're like thousands of glass.
That's insane, dude.
My most expensive bottle is the Whistle Pig Boss Hog.
Oh yeah, that's what 250.
700.
Woo! Fuck.
I really like Whistle Pig, and their Boss Hog stuff is delicious. And it's a very unique taste. It's a different combination of their whiskeys, but it's always unique. And each year they come out with a different one. And a couple years ago, it was $500, and every year they come out with. This year was number 10.
Isn't that a blend though, Whistle Pig?
It is, but
Don't you feel weird spending that much money for a blend?
I have all the Whistle Pigs, so I was like, I gotta get a Boss Hog.
I mean, yeah.
And it kept going up $100 each year, and I'm like, shit, I gotta buy it at some point
gotta
before it's
act now.
$2,000. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna splurge, and I bought it, and now my buddies come over and they drink it. And I'm like, oh shit, I'm running out of that bottle.
What's your favorite one?
Yeah. I hate to go with the Whiskey Advocate one.
The Willet.
No. No, I will say the
That's good.
Glenglassaugh.
That's the third bottle I bought it at. I love it.
It's I think right in the middle. It's got the medium amount, you know. Again, like it would take me a while to drink a peaty one all the time, but that one was just like the right amount of both.
Yeah.
It was light enough, but it had the peatiness to
Just a
it.
little touch.
Yeah. No, that was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, my wife's not gonna be happy if I get into Scotch.
Why not? What the hell? What's she
No
doing?
room for anything.
What's it there? Oh,
Literally, the entire bar is like full. I'm like putting in.
bottoms up, dude. Yeah,
I'm trying,
drink them
dude. I
fucking
try to
bottles.
get people to come over all the time. Like, hey guys, come over. You know, drink this stuff because I can't drink it all. You know,
Yeah.
like we're trying to do something for the Eagles home opener. Well, home opener. They're in Brazil.
Yeah.
And Friday night because it's like, you know, it's Friday night. You never get to see the Eagles play on Friday night.
Yeah.
It's always Sunday, and everybody's like going back to fucking work
Yeah.
on Monday.
That is fun, dude. I like a good. Don't have to wake up in the morning Eagles game. Yeah.
I wish NFL was on that Fridays or Saturdays.
I bought a projection screen for the.
Did you?
Yeah.
What, Amazon?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got the TVs in there, and I thought about the projection screen for the. Were you in the bar? Have you been in there?
I was in your bar before it was your house.
Oh, with Travis, right?
I was at your house every previous owner.
Except for me.
Yeah.
Right? You haven't been over to the house yet?
Nah.
Yeah, Alex and Nick come over. They're fucking Cowboys fans. So I have to watch every game basically with Cowboys fans.
That's awful.
It's
What are you doing? How do you do that?
well, they married Nicole's best friends. So they're always over.
No, fuck them.
I know. But I will say, like, they're not assholes about it.
Yeah,
But
they're
it's
not.
still
Yeah,
like
they're
I try and give them shit as much as I can,
Yeah.
you know? But I'm just like, oh fuck.
You're outnumbered.
I know.
I got you, bro.
I know. I need you to come over and start
Yeah.
drinking some of the shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love to.
Yeah, no, that'd be great.
I'll bring you a bottle of scotch and we'll replace the whatever bottle we killed that night. Just
I think I have the Glenmorangie. How do you say that one?
Glenmorangie?
Well, how do you say that
Is
one?
it Glenmorangie?
Glenmorangie.
Glenmorangie.
Okay.
Fuck that up.
My friend got it for me, and I think it's like the 18 year or something. And I don't think I opened it yet, but
That's scotch, right?
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
That sounds good.
So I have
18
that
years.
I have that in the Balvini's, and I think that's kind of it right now.
Yeah, Lagavulin's my favorite.
That's the one you like the best.
It's my favorite, like, yeah,
This one.
my favorite make or whatever.
No, that was good.
But this is a great. This is just a great fucking bottle, and the buy rate has it.
That's the one I would say if you're trying to get into Scotch.
Yeah.
I bet that's the
Yeah.
one you first try. It's like the Buffalo Trace
a
of
cheap bottle.
whiskey. Is it?
It's not cheap. It's like $70.
That's not bad.
No, this is $169.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, it was good.
yeah.
I just, if
I've been sitting on that for probably 2 years.
Yeah.
I don't think that's probably the 4th bottle of that I bought.
No, and I don't spend that kind of money on whiskey bottles all the time. Like I'm like around the $100 range.
I don't
$80
touch them
range.
if I have them. Yeah.
Yeah, and I try not to even do that Boss Hog for like special occasions.
Yeah.
But a lot of times I stick around the $100 range. You know.
Oh yeah.
Because they make some good stuff. It's just you have to know your shit too, because like the Elijah Craig came out. They come out with 4 different ones each year, and like my friend, he reads the reviews on every single one of them. He's like, "No, I don't get that one." I was like, "Oh, how the fuck do you know that?"
Yeah.
And he YouTubes it all and just checks it all out.
Yeah.
But no, that was good stuff.
Yeah. Michelle got me a bottle of it's a Lagavulin 16
Okay.
finished in a Guinness cask.
Oh.
She bought it totally by accident. Like,
Yeah.
just went to the store and was like, "Oh, he likes Lagavulin. I'll get this," and gave it to me. And I texted Bill a picture of it, and he's like, "Dude, that's a Guinness cask. How'd you fucking find that?" And I'm like, "What?" So I'm looking it up, dude. It's just like you can't even find it. I won't drink it. When the Eagles,
Wow.
I thought the Eagles were going to win the Super Bowl in 2021. I was gonna pop it then.
I know. Oh man.
Couldn't do it because they didn't win. Then I thought the Phillies were going to win the World Series. Couldn't do it. They didn't fucking win. So I was like, fuck, dude. So I've just been sitting on this bottle for like years, bro.
I know.
Yeah.
I was at a
waiting for something cool to happen.
I was at a Luke Combs
Drink some.
concert.
You want some?
I'll take a little more of this one.
Yeah, drink it.
I was at a Luke Combs concert the night they lost the World Series versus the Astros. I had my Harper jersey on, and we went up to Connecticut to one of the casinos up there. It's like a huge casino. They're pretty cool up there, too. It's everything all in one building. And whatchamacallit? I'm sitting there with my phone in my hand because I really wanted to see the concert. There's only like 20,000 people in there. And everybody's asking me, "What's the score? What's the score?" And I was just like, after
it was game 6.
Yeah, after Alvarez hit that home run off of Alvarado, I think.
Dude, they had that. Dude, they were up 2-1.
Eagles had it too before Jalen Hurts fumbled that ball. You know,
They had it after that.
yeah,
They got crushed in the second half of that game, and then the refs fucked them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. That was the last time.
That
was the last
year-
time Bradbury was any good.
That year
He just
with
got
the-
beat up by a tight end today, some backup tight end for the Patriots.
Beat him up.
No, like
like-
ran past him.
Oh yeah, well I'm sure.
I'm sure he's gone.
He's junk. Yeah, he's old.
Was-
He's not even old. Like, all these guys old. They're like 29.
Yeah,
They're like-
28 is
he's
old.
Fucking washed up. fuck. Yeah.
But I really like what they did with their secondary, though. I think the
Yeah.
Eagles secondary in 2 years from now is going to be one of the best secondaries.
I
in
like
the NFL.
Ringo.
He should be good.
I love Ringo.
They're saying bad things about Nakobe Dean, though, which
He sucks.
I know. But I was
Bro,
high
he's-
on him. I was high on him.
I was so happy when they got him in like the 6th round or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, dude, you don't have to hold on to him.
No, it's true.
You didn't. He's not
I'm
that
just-
equitable.
But I heard Trotters had a really good camp.
Did you see him in the preseason game?
I didn't. We were in Chicago, and I was trying to watch. We were at dinner, and
He
we were at
he
a
was
really good
all
steakhouse.
over the fucking
It was a
field.
great dinner, but I
Really?
was like, I can't fucking watch the game. You know, it was called Maple and Ash. It was they had a $440 ribeye.
Tomahawk?
It was 10-ounce ribeye for $440.
It wasn't Wagyu or nothing?
No, it wasn't Wagyu. But it was a really cool vibe. It was like a
Did you try it?
no, I'm not that ridiculous. No, I just got the New York Strip, but yeah, it was that place. Chicago was great.
Yeah.
A lot of great restaurants, clean. They incorporated the water a lot. Like they're right on the water with the Great Lake, but they also the river that runs through it. Everything's right there. I was like, Philly is missing out on an opportunity to have Penn's Landing just be amazing,
Yeah.
and they do nothing with it.
They do nothing with it. It's like
No.
Dave and Buster's.
Yeah, it's like
shitty bars. Fucking casino.
there's nothing there.
Yeah,
it's
stupid.
they really need to build that up. It's a
Yeah.
shame,
Yeah.
but
I went to I got probably the best steak I've ever eaten in my life.
Where?
A couple weekends. B Prime.
That's the one.
in
Borgata.
It's the old
how'd you
Bobby
like that
Flay's.
place? Yeah.
Dude, it could be because I was coming off a major fucking loss in poker, but the fucking food was unbelievable.
We
man.
did like that place. We have a conference every May around my
I got
birthday.
the ribeye.
It was good. Yeah,
Oh my god, dude! I got a rare.
I liked it. I will say Old Homestead is like my go-to.
I like Ruth's Chris, my go-to.
Ruth Chris. Okay. Yeah. For whatever reason, Old Homestead just consistent.
Yeah,
Consistency.
yeah. Steak 38 up to 06. You ever go there?
Oh yeah. That place
That's
is good.
fucking good.
Yeah,
dude.
we just went up there recently. It's really really nice
Yeah.
spot.
Their steak is good.
It is.
They cook it good. You ever get the prime rib at Anada's?
No. Prime
Dude,
rib?
bro.
Prime,
Sometimes,
when did they always have that?
yeah, dude. Sometimes you'll get it. It depends who the chef is. If the owner is the chef that night, I asked to talk to him. He
Yeah.
came out like all them chefs are totally socially awkward. Like they come out and he's like, oh yeah, it's like a rosemary.
Yeah, but it's on the menu all the time.
All the time, dude. I can't. It's better than Frank Lagavulin. When he's cooking it, it is unfucking believable.
I like Franklinville Inn.
The
I don't
queen
know.
cut, dude. I crush that queen cut.
Yeah, I guess you know what it is. I don't get prime rib too much. I get the ribeye or New York strip. That's my go-to.
Even at prime rib. What?
Yeah, that's my
New
go-to.
York strip.
Because the ribeye sometimes will be too fatty, where it's like I feel like half of it's fat, and the New York strip it's like all meat.
I've never had a ribeye, or I've never had a New York strip I like that much.
I'm trying to think of the best steak I ever had.
I like a nice rare, like I get filet or ribeye usually every time. But if the prime rib is good, I'll get a prime rib. Like Frank Lagavulin, I get.
I gotta start getting more prime rib. I do, but Barclay Prime and Butcher and Singer, those are some pretty good steaks too.
I've been to
in
Butcher
Philly.
and Singer.
Yeah, Butcher Singer's a nice place, and then they got the cigar lounge above it, or like right next door to it. So
cigars are fucking sweet, dude.
yeah.
I'm gonna smoke cigars down here. I wish I could. Michelle will get some out. There's actually a really nice vent.
I was gonna
like
say
a nice-
you get the rabbit humidor thing.
We should set this up at the vent so we can smoke cigars.
You have to like kind of
yeah.
corner a room,
Yeah.
and then have the humor and have the kind of vent going out.
Dude, it's like, I mean, it would take up all the fucking noise in the whole podcast, but we could smoke cigars. No one
be
hear
awesome.
anything we said. It's
That'd
just
be
like,
and that's why I love the garage because it's separate
Yeah.
and we smoke cigars out there all the time.
Yeah.
But I still get yelled at for it smelling like cigars. You know.
what do you like doing on your free time besides drinking?
That's why if I won the lottery, I'd probably still work. No, I actually really into sports. I mean, 24/7. That's all I listen to is sports radio all day. Go home and watch sports because I hate watching news. I hate, watching real life stuff. I like sports because
Yeah.
you separate yourself from the rest of the world.
That's why I hate the NBA because they bring the world into.
Yeah, the politics in sports has really got me down. But
Yeah.
that's really. I mean, I like playing with my son out back. We got a pool, so we do that. But I like traveling. My son, not even 3 years old, has been on 8 different plane trips to other places.
More than me.
Seven of those were just to Florida.
Yeah.
But I say to my wife, I say, I could die of a heart attack next week. I said, let's travel, because we were going to stay in down the shore last week. I said, let's just go to Chicago. And he's fine on the plane. He's been on planes so many times. And again, too, I didn't fly on a plane until I was in high school. My parents always drove down to Florida.
Yeah.
But
we had to drive too. My dad was scared to death of planes.
yeah, I don't know. Actually, now that you say that, I don't know if I've ever been on a flight with my parents.
Now that you say that, I don't know if I've
I'm trying to think. I don't think I've ever been on a flight with my parents. They always drove because my dad's parents lived in Florida, so we drove down there. And then my mom's parents had an RV, so we drive down the
That's
RV.
a miserable drive, dude. Because you're like in Florida and you still got like.
Oh yeah, as soon as you hit Jacksonville, you're like, we're
1,000
here,
hours
and then
left,
and then we drove down to Miami in my Dodge Neon, me and 2 college roommates, and we left at 3 a.m. My buddy gets behind the wheel at south of the border. I've been driving this whole time.
How many signs are there for south of the border? There's one a mile.
Got to be at least 60.
From New Jersey to Carolina, dude. It's
There's gotta be a
unbelievable.
lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he gets off and south of the border. Tractor trailer almost runs him off the road and kills us all. And I was awake the rest of the trip. I was going to try to sleep in the back of the Dodge Neon, just get some rest.
Yeah.
No, I had to stay awake the rest of the
And
time.
you think planes are fucking dangerous, yeah?
Dude, planes, oh my God. If I told Nicole too, I said, the moment a plane lands is probably the most annoying time in human relevance. When people got to stand up and get off the plane, and they don't have connecting flights. They just need to get up and stand up and get off the plane.
Yeah.
Why do we load the plane from front to back? Can't we go back to front? Can't we go have 2
How
entrances?
about, different door.
Different door.
The fuck?
Let's go down the slide every now and then. Make it interesting, make it fun.
Yeah, the kids get to go down the slide.
Yeah, go down the slide. Here, Gino, go down the slide. But it's all ass backwards, and they overbook every single flight.
Oh yeah.
They're like, "Oh, we're overbooked. We'll pay $1,000," and then the lady on the microphone goes, "Don't take that flight. Just know where the flight's available." It's like, well, then why'd you say it? Yeah, she's like, "Yeah, don't take that flight. Just know where the flight's." I was like, "Okay."
Do you fly Spirit?
I try not to.
Yeah.
I love the convenience of
anything besides Spirit.
I love the convenience of Atlantic City Airport, but I got screwed on coming back. They canceled it one night.
Screwed once, yeah.
Yeah, it's so.
I found a secret hidden number, like phone number that you call and you talk to a person and they like hook you up with a flight somewhere else. So
What?
I was stuck in Disney
Yeah.
and my boy Koya
Yeah.
was getting Koya.
He
was getting married.
Met him. Yeah.
So he was getting married. I'm in his wedding. I
Uh-huh.
have to be home. And they're like, "Oh yeah, no, we're not doing this." And I was like, "What?" And I heard someone talking about like, "Oh yeah, just call this number." I'm like, "I need this fucking number right now." So I got the number. I called, talked to someone. It took like 10 minutes, dude. And I was on a flight, like American, to Philly. So the inconvenience was I had to get a ride from Philly to Atlantic City to get my car.
But who'd you call?
I don't know. Someone.
Ghostbusters.
It was Ghostbusters. Might have been. Yeah. All right, dude.
All right.
That's it.
All right, man.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good
We
talk.
can keep drinking now.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
We could just keep fucking. I don't care. Thank
Nah,
you.
this is fun.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, of course.
Good time.
Yeah.
How long was that?
Like an hour and a half.
Oh, God. Fuck it. We don't even need a podcast this
No,
week.
my point was gonna be that's right.
Cool. We got it?
Yeah, do you want to give us like a good little, like an intro and outro?
Oh, and a send off.
Yeah, get us in and out.
Welcome to the Blue. Joining us. No. I can't fucking do that. That's good enough. Thank you. See you next week.